So anyway, before we start, I would like to introduce myself. So my name is Mark Joseph Magtanong. So I am also a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Nursing at Bataan Peninsula State University. I'm a certified healthcare provider registered, and I also have my master's degree in nursing. And also, I'm a clinical instructor and the academic coordinator of Asia Pacific College of Advanced Studies. So now I am also a national lecturer for nursing and midwifery licensure examination since 2008. So yan po yung aking mga specialization, no? So I'm teaching community health nursing, communicable disease, leadership management, and also yung ating research. So ayan po, no? So okay, so hindi na po tayo magpapatagal-tagal pa. So let's start the discussion for our community organizing participatory action research. So as we define COPAR, sabi natin, it is a social development approach that aims to transform the apathetic, individualistic, and voiceless poor into a dynamic, participatory, and politically responsive community. Now, as the word itself, tandaan mo lang guys, no? Sa COPAR, kapag pinag-uusapan natin ang COPAR, ano daw ang meron? Magkakaroon ito ng tinatawag natin na social transformation. Nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na social transformation. So again, the overall goal of our COPAR, no? As a whole, ang goal po ng COPAR is to have a social transformation. Okay, sige po, sulat po natin, no? So ang goal po ng COPAR is to have a social transformation. So tayo ay tayo mga nurses ang tinatawag na transformer. Tama ba? Yes, tinatransform po natin yung community. Tinatransform natin yung mga apathetic, yung individualistic, and the voiceless poor community into a dynamic, participatory, and politically responsive community. Kasi they are what? Actually, ang best example na kinokopar po natin is yung mga lugar o community na may mga mahihirap. No? Yung may mga mahihirap, may mga hindi nakapag-aral, mangmang, walang alam, yung apat po ng buhay, no? Sorry, I'm not being hardcore for those people, but those are the types of community, no, na kailangan nating i-transform. So therefore, they will be now what? A dynamic, participatory, and politically responsive community. Now we have the word community organizing. When I say community organizing, it is a process. So when I say process, anong ibig sabihin yan? It is a step-by-step procedure. Meron tayong step na sinusunod. So as we define community organizing, it is a process whereby people come together and identify the common problem and they act on this. Sabi ko nga, no, kapag ako nga ay nagkaklase, kapag ako ay nagto-talk, usually sa mga review centers or even inside the classroom, no, ang aking mnemonics kapag pinag-uusapan ang community organizing is yung lugar na lipa, no? Yung lipa. Alam mo yung lugar na lipa sa Batangas? Yes, para hindi mo makalimutan. But before that, no, nakalimutan kong sabihin, no, when we say community organizing, it is a community centered activity. It is a community-centered activity. So ano pong ibig sabihin, sir, ng community-centered activity? Ang ibig sabihin po nito, yung mga tao sa community ang gagawa ng bawat phases na ito. No, ulitin ko po, yung mga nakatira po doon sa lugar na pinuntahan natin para i-COPAR ang gagawa ng bawat phases. So ano po ang gagawin natin mga nurse? Anong gagawin ng mga nurses? Simple lamang po, ginaguide lamang po natin sila. Tinuturuan lamang po natin sila kung ano ang mga gagawin. Now, balikan po natin yung ating mnemonics na lipa for the steps or the process of your community organizing. Guys, when I say letter L stands for that the people in the community will learn about the problem. Will learn about the problem. Ulitin ko po ha. The people in the community, yung mga tao doon sa community, sila ang magla-learn ng problem. And at the same time, the people in the community will identify the problem. And at the same time, the people in the community will do a plan, no, to solve the identified problem in the community, and they turn this plan into action. And that is your community organizing, a process whereby people come together to learn about the problem, to identify the problem, to make a plan and turn this plan into action. Take note that when we say community organizing, it is a strategy, no? So it is a strategy na to help achieve better health outcomes for the people and by the people. Yun yung sinasabi natin na community organizing, no? It is a strategy to help achieve better health outcome for the people and by the people. So para sa kanila, pero sila din ang gagawa ng mga ito. Pero nandito tayo sa community nila para tulungan sila at i-guide sila. And another definition is that when I say community organizing, the people work together to get things done. So ibig sabihin, ano ang meron sa ating community organizing? Sa phrase na people work together to get things done. Nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na participation. Very good. Merong participation, may cooperation. Very good. May participation at merong cooperation within the people and within the community. Now, when I say community organizing, the goal of this is to increase the individual and the community control over their health condition. Maging self-reliant community. Maging when we say self-reliant, ano bang ibig sabihin ng self-reliant? Maging independent sila, no? Maging independent na community sila that they can stand on their own. Makatayo sila gamit ang sarili nilang mga paa. Now, we have the word empowerment. When we say empowerment, it means that we need to build the capability of people for future community action. Kailangan i-empower natin sila. Bakit? As we defined kanina, no? Sa unang slide natin. Anong sinabi natin? What type of community daw? They are apathetic. Tama ba? Yes. May voiceless poor people. Tama ba? Yes. So ibig sabihin, if they're apathetic, they are voiceless poor people, mabababa ang self-esteem nila. Yes or yes? Yes po. Mababa ang self-esteem nila. Mababa ang tingin nila sa sarili nila. Maaaring hindi sila nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral. Maaaring mangmang sila. Walang alam, in short. Tama ba? Yes. So kung mababa ang tingin sa sarili, kailangan natin i-boost yung self-esteem nila. Kailangan nating pataasin yung self-confidence nila. Kailangan natin silang i-empower. Now, ano ang pwede natin gawin to empower those people? Ano ang mga dapat natin gawin para ma-empower natin yung mga tao o yung buong community itself? Simple lang. Ano pwedeng gawin? Motivate them. Yes po. Encourage them. Yes po. And most importantly is to educate them. Turuan natin sila ng mga pwede nilang gawin. No? Okay, very good. So therefore, kapag na-empower na natin sila, babaguhin natin, itatransform natin yung kanilang buhay, so what will happen? No, pag na-empower sila, they have now the capacity and the capability for their actions. No? So therefore, the people in the community now can decide for themselves, and that is the heart of community organizing. No? Importante na part ng community organizing yung ma-empower natin yung mga tao doon sa community. Kasi pag na-empower natin sila, na-build natin yung self-esteem nila, makakapag-decide sila para sa sarili nila. So therefore, in the process, in the long run of doing the community organizing, iiwanan natin sila, aalis tayo doon sa lugar nila kasi they can now decide for themselves. Ibig sabihin, for example, malalaman mong empowered na ang community kapag ano ang nakita mo. Ano makikita mo? Merong letter I, the next letter is letter N. Merong initiative. Kapag may initiative na ang mga tao sa community, ibig sabihin nito, they are now already empowered. No? So, it means, kailangan magkaroon sila ng self-confidence sa sarili nila. Kailangan nila maging independent, so therefore, magkakaroon ng initiative, alam na nila ang gagawin. For example, diba? Kapag tayo ay nag-house to house, ano ba nakikita natin problema sa barangay? Example, yung kanal. Anong meron sa kanal? May basura. Tama ba? Maraming basura, barado yung kanal. So, pwede siyang mag-cause ng Mag-cause ito ng mga waterborne diseases, ng mga mosquito-borne diseases, dengue, for example. Now, kung empowered ang tao sa community, sila mismo ang gagawa ng paraan para maiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng dengue doon sa lugar nila. Without any hindi na kailangan utusan ng barangay. Wala nang program yung barangay na linis kanal every month. Walang ganon. Kasi on their own initiative, sila na yung naglilinis kapag nakita nilang may dumi o may kalat doon sa kanal nila, tinatanggal na nila yon para maiwasan ang dengue. So that means they are already empowered, may initiative na sila, nagiging independent sila, nakakapag-decide sila para sa sarili nila. Nakuha po? Very good. No? The next one. These are the 4 important principles of community organizing. Number 1 is the active participation. Kung say active participation, anong ibig sabihin ng active participation? No? Nakikiisa. Tama ba? Yes. Nakikiisa po ang mga tao na nakatira doon sa community. Inclusiveness. When say inclusiveness, lahat kasama. Kaya nga, di ba, sabi nga sa Sustainable Development Goal. Anong sabi sa SDG? That by 2030, no one will be left behind. Walang maiiwan, no? Lahat kasama, no? Kasi lahat tayo magtutulungan, lahat tayo sama-sama. Inclusiveness, no? Number 3, third principle is the wholeness and generativity principle. Pero sa wholeness and generativity principle, ang ibig sabihin po nito is pangkabuuan at pangkalahatan. Am I right? Yes po. Pangkabuuan at pangkalahatan. So, kaya nga sabi, no, in a famous quotation, no, sabi sa isang quotation na that the problem, no, of a single person will become the problem of the whole community. Problema mo, problema nating lahat. So we need to help each other. No? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng wholeness and generativity. That the problem of a single person will become the problem of the whole community. So therefore, lahat tayo magtutulong-tulong to solve the problem and at the same time, not just to solve, but to also to prevent the problem. No? That is the principle of wholeness and generativity. Please do take note of this principle. Kasi itong mga principles na to ang magpapaintindi sa'yo to answer the questions in the board examination with regards to COPAR. No? And lastly is the critical perspective. When I say critical perspective is that what we are gearing towards to in the future. No? Ano ba yung mangyayari after doing this COPAR, after doing this process? Anong mangyayari? What will be the end point, no, of this community organizing? Ano ba mangyayari? Diba? There should be what? A better and an organized community. Diba sabi nga sa isang quotation na at the end of the rainbow, anong sabi? At the end of the rainbow, anong kasunod? That's the end. Charing, di ba? No? So, at the end of the rainbow, anong matatagpuan daw? There's a pot of gold. No? Pero hindi ko nakita yung pot of gold. No? But anyway, so yun yung sinasabi. No? Merong pot of gold daw. Ibig sabihin, pagkatapos ng process na ito, there will be a better and an organized community. Naka po? So again, these are the principles in community organizing. Okay, the next one. So these are the roles of a nurse in community organizing. Actually, there are many roles. Madaming roles ang nurse, no? But to be specific, in community organizing, these are the important role of a nurse. No? The roles of a nurse. No? Ito importante. Una, number 1, you are or we are a facilitator. When we say facilitator, anong ginagawa natin? Nagpa-facilitate po, sir, no? Okay, but kidding aside, seriously, sabi natin, what is this facilitator? We are providing guidance and guidelines to the community people, no? So, tinuturuan, gina-guide natin kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin. Hindi tayo ang gagawa, kundi yung tao sa community. Tuturuan natin sila, tutulungan natin sila kung paano gagawin. Gina-guide natin sila, pinapacilitate natin yung activity na gagawin ng mga tao doon sa community. No? The next, trainer, trainee. No? Trainer, trainee. So, syempre, trainer, nagtuturo, trainee, tinuturuan. Tandaan mo, pag sinabi natin na trainer, trainee, ang ibig sabihin nito, there is what? There is a symbiosis of learning. When I say symbiosis of learning, anong ibig sabihin ng symbiosis of learning? Ang ibig sabihin po nito guys is merong exchange, merong palitan. No? There's an exchange of knowledge, exchange of culture, exchange of norms, traditions, no? Kaya nga sabi natin, people learn from us and at the same time we learn from them. Tama? Yes. Turuan natin yung community people. Ano pwedeng ituro sa community people? Yung mga health teachings natin. For example, turuan mo paano maghugas ng kamay. Di ba? Yung tamang paghuhugas ng kamay. Turuan. Sige, ayaw mo na, simple na nun. O, palalain natin. Palalain natin, no? Yung mas mabigat na health education. Yung first aid. Tama ba? Yes. Pwede natin ituro sa kanila yan. May natutunan ng tao sa community? Yes. And at the same time, ano ang dapat natin matutunan? Kasi titira tayo sa community. No? Titira tayo for 5 years sa community. 5 taon tayong titira doon. No, ang tanong ko, ano yung dapat nating matutunan dahil titira tayo sa community? Ang kailangan nating matutunan is yung kanilang culture. No? Yung culture nila, yung norms nila, yung way of life nila, yung kanilang tinatawag na dialect, yes. Pwede nating matutunan yun. Dapat nating matutunan yun, especially in dialect. Bakit? Kasi maaaring maging barrier siya in rendering care kung hindi tayo nagkakaintindihan. No? And to have a successful integration, we need to be one of them. No, tandaan niyo yun guys, no? Para maging successful ang integration, we need pala, hindi lang ako, hindi lang ikaw, tayo. Kapag tayo mag-integrate, we need to be one of them. Kung ano yung pamumuhay nila, ganun din dapat ang pamumuhay natin. No? Kaya nga, may natutunan sila sa atin at meron din tayong matututunan sa mga tao sa community. That is trainer-trainee. A symbiosis of learning, an exchange of knowledge. No? Next one, confidence builder. When I say confidence builder, we are building confidence. No? But kidding aside, when we say confidence builder, binibuild natin, binuboost natin yung alin, yung kanilang tinatawag na self-esteem. Yung kanilang confidence sa sarili nila. Diba? As we define kanina, sabi natin they are what? They are poor, they're apathetic, nakakaawa, they are individualistic. Tama? Yes. Mababa ang tingin sa sarili. So i-build natin, i-boost natin yung confidence nila. Isa sa pwedeng gawin, bukod sa sinabi natin na education, educate them, motivate them, no? Encourage them. Isa sa pinakasimpleng gagawin natin to build the confidence of those people in the community is to praise them. I'm not saying you praise Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Hindi po ganon. What I'm trying to say is to appreciate them. Naku, maganda po yung ginawa ninyong yan. Naku, napakahusay po ng ginawa ninyong yan. Naku, Aling Susan, magandang ehemplo po ang ginawa ninyong yan na kayo na po ang nanguna sa paglilinis ng inyong kalsada. Diba? So in that sense, no, ma-appreciate ng tao sa community na siya ay ina-appreciate din. Na nakikita mo yung magandang ginagawa nila. Na nakikita yung magandang ginagawa nila para sa community nila. So therefore, ano gagawin nila? Everyday maglilinis yan, everyday magpapakitang gilas sa'yo yan. Pinapakita sa mga tao na naglilinis sila, na gumagawa sila ng maganda sa community nila, and that's the start na nag-boost na yung kanilang confidence, yung kanilang self-esteem. No? Okay, the next one is the linkage builder. Number 4 is linkage builder. When we say links, ano ba yan? We serve as what? A bridge. So ibig sabihin, we are what? We are connecting people, no? Sabi nga ng Nokia, connecting people, ha? 'Di ba? Sa Nokia phone, 'di ba? Alam mo yung Nokia na phone, hindi ko alam kung naabutan niyo 'yun, no? Kasi sa panahon namin dati, Nokia yung na pinaka sikat na brand ng cellphone bago nagkaroon ng Samsung, nagkaroon ng iPhone, 'di ba? Nokia ang kauna-unahan, no? So doon sa Nokia phone namin na yun guys, no? Pag inopen mo yung Nokia phone, may lalabas na picture. 2 kamay. Mag-aabot na ganyan, 2 kamay. Oh, gaganyan sila, no? may tugtog, no? Ten, 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 parang ganun yata, no? And then, tapos, may lalabas sa baba, connecting people. No? Kasi as a linkage builder, we serves as a bridge. We connect people to other sectors of the government or even non-government na pwede makatulong. Kaya nga sabi, as a linkage builder, we serves also as a network, no? Network and connections, no? Ayan. Tayo yung magko-connect, no? Doon sa tao sa community to other sectors of the government or even non-NGO, mga NGOs and non-NGOs natin na para makatulong sa. Next one, as a health advocate. As an advocator, o di ba? Ito, first year pa lang naririnig mo na yan, yung health advocate or advocator. Anong ibig sabihin yan? No? Pag advocator or advocate, we are speaking and acting. Tama? Speak and act in behalf of the client. Tama ba? Yes or no? Yes. We are speaking or acting in behalf of the client. That is an health advocator. That is an advocator. Tama? No? So we are fighting for the client's right. Kung ano yung gusto natin para sa sarili natin, yun dapat ang gusto din natin para sa client natin. Kung may sakit ako yung nurse, may sakit ako, kailangan bigyan ako ng gamot. So dapat yung mga may sakit sa community, bigyan din ng gamot. Kung ako may sakit, kailangan pa-check up ako, dapat sila ma-check up din sila. Kung ako meron akong maayos na bahay na tinitirhan, dapat yung mga tao sa community may maayos na bahay din na tinitirhan. Kung ako, sa bahay namin, sa labas ng bahay namin, malinis ang aming mga kanal, dapat yung mga tao sa community malinis din ang mga kanal. That is a health advocator. No? Then as a co-maker, co-maker, saan narinig yan? Sa utangan, tama ba? Yes, sa lending, di ba? Si co-maker, lagi nasa lending industry yan, no? Okay. Paano ba si co-maker? Okay, tandaan natin na si co-maker, we are partners, not in crime, but in health, no? We are partners in health. Okay, very good, no? So, utangan mo kasi lagi naririnig yan tama ba? No, si co-maker. So again, say co-maker, we are partners in health, no? Technical consultant. Okay, now, technical consultant. Sir, ano po bang kinaibahan ng technical consultant sa sinasabi natin na educator? No? Actually, kapag educator kasi, we are giving the information, we are giving the knowledge. Kapag technical consultant, we are offering technologies. So, ibig sabihin, as a technical consultant, no? As a technical consultant, anong ginagawa natin dito? We are focusing on the skills, no? So nagde-render tayo, nagbibigay tayo ng skills, tinuturo natin yung skills, no? And as a documenter, so ano ba yan? Nagdo-document tayo, tama, no? So ano dino-document natin? Yung process itself. Now the question is, ano ba ang purpose ng documentation? Ano ba ang purpose? Bakit tayo nagdo-document sa community organizing? Simple lamang po. Nagdo-document tayo sa community organizing is that for us to have a proof of organizing. That is the reason for us to have a proof of organizing. Okay, very good. Now, is it for us to have a proof of organizing? Very good. No? Okay, so sige po, again, these are the important roles of a nurse in community organizing. Okay, so next one po. Now again, ulitin lang na po natin ano yung mga roles ng nurse. We have your number 1, facilitator. Number 2, trainer-trainee. Number 3, confidence builder. Number 4, linkage builder. Number 5, we have your health advocator. And number 6 is your co-maker. Number 7 is your ating technical consultant. And lastly, number 8 is yung ating documenter. Okay, very good. So sige po, no? Next, proceed po tayo. Next one, we have now yung ating COPAR process, process according to Sister Carmen Jimenez. Okay, so the background of Jimenez, no? So Sister Carmen Jimenez is a nun, a sister, a nun. Madre siya, She was born and raised in Bacolod City, and if I'm not mistaken, the study na ginawa niya was conducted in Laguna, no? If I'm not mistaken, that was in Laguna. Oo. No, yung study na ginawa was in Laguna. Okay, very good. So balik tayo, no? Yan. So according to Sister Carmen Jimenez, there are 7 phases. Actually, bawat author, maraming author maraming aklat ng CHN, maraming aklat ng COPAR, no? Bawat author iba-iba yung phases nila, no? Meron pa akong nakabasa 11 phases, merong 9, no? May basic na 4, no? Pag in the board examination, ito kadalasan ginagamit na nila to, no? Na ito na yung mga ginagamit, no? Now, discuss natin yung kay Jimenez, no? Okay, according to Jimenez, there are 7 phases yung ating PCOS. What is there? P, pre-entry. E is entry. C, community diagnosis. O, organizational. A, action. S, sustenance and strengthening. And number 7 is your turnover phase. Please do take note, no? Na yung process ni Jimenez is that the first 3 phases, which is the pre-entry, the entry, and the community diagnosis is done by a registered nurse. No? Ito po yung ginagawa ng isang registered nurse. And also, pwede rin siyang gawin ng isang registered midwife at ng isang registered social worker. No? Pwede rin siyang gawin ng isang licensed professional teacher. No? So yan po yung mga yan po yung mga professional na pwedeng gumawa ng ating COPAR. But according to Jimenez, the first 3 phases, the pre-entry, the entry, the community diagnosis is done by a registered nurse, a registered midwife, social worker, and a licensed healthcare or a licensed professional teachers. No? Then the rest of the phases will be done by the community people, no? By the community people na gina-guide na lang natin sila. Tinuturuan natin sila kung paano gagawin. Sir, bakit ganoon? Bakit yung first 3 professional? The last phases is in community people. Kasi po, on the first 3 phases, it is more on data gathering, no? Yung unang 3 is more on data gathering. Then the rest of the phases is the activity to be done by the community itself, by the community people itself. Kaya di ba sabi natin, ano sabi natin kanina? For community organizing, it is a community-centered activity. Nakuha po? Did you get the point? Okay, very good. So sige po. Okay, so let's start with the first phase and that is your pre-entry phase. Ayaw malipat. Ayaw malipat ka ating slide. Bakit ganon? No? Okay, so yung ating pre-entry phase. Okay, so sa pre-entry, tandaan mo guys, we are not yet part of the community. Hindi pa tayo taga doon sa community, taga labas po tayo. We consider ourselves as an outsider. No, taga labas po tayo, outsider po tayo, tandaan po natin yan, ha? Okay, now tandaan mo guys, sa pre-entry, please put on our mind that we are an outsider. We are not yet part of the community. Ano unang ginagawa? Number 1, community consultation. Ano ginagawa sa community consultation? Kino-consult ang community. Kino-consult ang community. No? But kidding aside, no? Okay. When you say community consultation, inaalam muna natin kung ito bang community na to ay mag-fit. Kung ito bang community to ay pwede nating i-COPAR. And at the same time, pinupuntahan natin ang barangay para kausapin ang mga barangay officials. Nakipag-usap tayo, nakipag-communicate tayo, nagko-consult tayo kung pwede ba tayong pumasok at mag-conduct ng community organizing. Letter B, pangalawa, setting of issues, no? Considerations, no? Related to the site selection. No? Kasi yung pangatlo natin site selection we have the criteria. The dope, depressed, oppressed, poor, and exploited. Ibig sabihin, when we say depressed community, ano po ibig sabihin depressed community? Ito yung mga malungkot na community, no? When we say depressed, sila po yung mga community that is far-flung area, yung malayong lugar. That is a depressed community, no? Yung far-flung area, yung malayo. Sir, gaano kalayo? Yung pinakamalayo sa lugar ninyo? No, ideally, kapag ginawa mo yung COPA, an ideal setup, siyempre sa isang barangay o sa isang municipality, yung pinakamalayong lugar sa kanila. No? Yun dapat. No? Pero pag sa school, siyempre, hindi naman pwede sa basta malayo, mahirap naman. Baka yung safety naman ng estudyante, di ba? Yung medyo malayo, ganyan, no? Okay. Basta park lang area, ano pa? Oppressed. When we say oppressed community, ito yung mga no access to basic health services. Okay. Sir, ano yung mga no access to basic health services? No? So ano po yung mga no access to basic health services? Yan po yung mga lugar o barangay o community na walang health center, walang health workers. Alam mo yun? May health center nga, wala namang nurse, walang midwife, di ba? Or may health center nga, may nurse, may midwife, may doktor, wala namang gamit, walang gamot, di ba? Yan ang issue lagi sa health center, wala nang gamot, tama ba? Yes, pero sa aming lugar dito sa amin, sa Samal, Bataan, dito sa Bataan, hindi nauubusan ng gamot ang mga RHU. So that is an oppressed community. No access to basic health services. O kaya naman, yung mga walang ambulansya. No? Actually, merong isang documentary before, matagal na yung bata pa ako noon eh. No? May documentary before, anong sabi sa documentary? Yung binababa nila yung mga pasyente, yung mga may sakit, binababa nila mula sa bundok pababa sa bayan gamit yung mga duyan. Tapos, nakakarga lang sa balikat nila. No? Yung duyan. No? I-search nyo sa sa YouTube. Meron sa YouTube noon, no? Search is Ambulansyang Depa. Parang yun yung title. Yun yung title nung documentary. Binababa lang talaga. Very stiff yung dinadaanan. No, binababa to, bit-bit nila yung duyan. Nandun yung pasyente. No, Ambulansyang Depa. So that community is an example or the best example na i-compare natin. Poor, mahirap, exploited, may mga corrupt officials, may pondo pero hindi ginagamit sa pagpatayo ng health center. May pondo pero hindi binili ng sasakyan o hindi binili ng mga gamit sa health center. That is exploited community. No? So you have to set all this issue by considering this criteria for site selection. No? Ano pa? Sa pre-entry phase, nangyari din po yung PSI. What is PSI? Preliminary Social Investigation. Your Preliminary Social Investigation. Guys, tandaan natin, sa ating Preliminary Social Investigation, nagkakaroon tayo ng ocular visit and ocular survey. Okay guys, tandaan ha. Kapag sabing ocular visit, paano po ang ginagawa sa ocular visit? An ocular survey. As the word itself, nagbe-visit ka lang at nagsa-survey ka. Tama? No? But to take it deeper, ang ocular visit, yung pagdating nyo sa barangay, mag-iikot kayo ng barangay. Tignan mo yung area. Tignan mo yung kalsada. Tignan mo lahat. That's an ocular visit. Tandaan mo saan nakalugar yung health center, nasan yung school, nasan yung palengke, nasan yung source of water, nasan yung ganito, nasan yung ganyan, and so on and so forth. This is ocular visit. Naglalakad-lakad lang kayo. Ikot-ikot lang, ikot-ikot, sabi ni Sarah G. Tama ba? Ikot-ikot lang, ikot hanggang sa kilometrong layo. Tama na yung narating mo. No? So sobrang layo na ng iyong narating. Tama ba? Kasi masyado malaki pala yung barangay. Napagod ka. No? That's an ocular visit. Ang ocular survey naman, nagtatanong-tanong ka. Nakikipag-chismisan ka. Tama ba? Yes, nakipagkwentuhan ka, nagtatanong-tanong ka about sa barangay. That's an ocular survey. No? Hindi pa siya formal data gathering. It is an informal. Kasi sa PSI, nag-gather tayo ng mga preliminary investigation. Ibig sabihin, nag-gather tayo ng very good, ng superficial data. Superficial data pa lamang. Then we do the networking with the LGUs, NGOs, and other department. Inaalam na natin, no? Meron bang NGOs dito? Meron ba ritong factory? Meron ba ditong ganyan na pwede makatulong? No? that will be done during the pre-entry phase. The next one, sa ating entry phase. Okay, lipat natin. Ba tayo malipat? No. Ayan, entry phase. Tayo ay papasok na sa community. Guys, tandaan mo, sa entry phase, put in our mind that we are not yet part of the community. Hindi pa rin po tayo part kasi papasok pa lang tayo. Ang pagpasok sa community, dahan-dahan. Huwag mong biglain, hi, hello, mabuhay, dito kami lahat. Bawal po yung ganon. Dahan-dahan, unti-unti lamang. No? Okay. So, unang ginagawa is to do a courtesy call. No? A courtesy call. Now, kung si courtesy call, ano yung courtesy call? No? Ang courtesy call, magpupunta ka kay barangay captain. No? Pupunta ka kay barangay captain. No? Kay barangay captain. Okay. Wala si kapitan. Ang gagawin mo? Kay barangay kapitana? Kasawa ni kapitan? Hindi. No? Pag wala si barangay captain, kanino tayo magko-courtesy call? Kay barangay kagawad. To any barangay kagawad. No? To any barangay kagawad. Doon tayo magko-courtesy call. Sir, kagawad number 1, number 2, number 3, number 7. Sino kagawad po? Kahit sino. Kung sino yung available sa barangay. Tama ba? Yes. No? Or whoever is available in the community as long as siya ay barangay official. No? So bakit tayo mag-courtesy call? To pay respect. No? To pay respect to the barangay officials. Number 2, to present our intentions. And lastly, for safety and security. Please. No? Gawin po ang courtesy call. Outsider tayo eh. Tama ba? Magpaalam tayo. No? The next, after the courtesy call, we go to the integration. Actually, ang integration ang pinakamahaba. No? Kung sa integration, it is a time na pumasok ka sa community and all throughout your stay in the community, that is integration. No? Yung nandun ko sa loob ng barangay, ng community, natitira ka doon. No? Tandaan mo, when we say integration, that is, sulat natin dito ha, that is going around the area, no? To motivate the people, parang hindi people to, no? No? So, again, when I say integration, it's going around the area to motivate the people to share ideas, no? To share their ideas and concern. Okay. To share their ideas and concern. That is integration. No? Going around the area to motivate the people to share their ideas and concern. I repeat, when I say integration, that is going around the area to motivate the people to share their ideas and concern. No? The next one, when we say integration, isa pa. When we say integration, no? Ano ba ba yung meaning ng integration? Bukod sa sinabi natin na going around the area to motivate the people to share their ideas and concern. Isa pa pong definition ng ating integration is that when we say we need to visit, no? Visit where the people are. Kung nasaan yung mga tao, puntahan natin sila. Visit where the people are. Kung nasa bahay, puntahan mo sa bahay, you do home visitation. Tama? Yes. Kung nasa bukid, di ba? Ano ginagawa sa bukid? Nagtatanim ko sa bukid. Tama ba? O ano gagawin mo? Puntahan mo sa bukid. Tama ba? Yes. Ano gagawin mo sa bukid? Kung ano ginagawa nila sa bukid, yun yung gagawin mo. Kung sila ay nagtatanim, magtanim ka rin sa bukid. Tama ba? Yes. Kaya sa integration, we need to live with them. We need to experience what they are experiencing. No? Kung ano yung pamumuhay nila, yun din ang buhay nila. Ganun dapat. No? Kung tayo, natutulog tayo ng naka-aircon, sila air continuous. Walang aircon. Air lang, continuously flowing. Hangin lang. May choice ka? Wala. Bawal maarte. No? Kung sa bahay natin, natutulog tayo, may foam tayo, malambot yung higaan mo, ang sarap ng unan mo, ay sarap ng unan mo, ang sarap higaan ng unan mo, no? Sa kanila, matutulog sa papag. Swerte na kapag may, what do you call that yung higaan? Banig. Di ba? Minsan wala pang banig, minsan wala pang kumot. Tama ba? No? Ano pa? O, yung pagkain nila. No? Ikaw sa ang breakfast mo, gusto mo laging breakfast, bacon, wow, social. Bacon, corned beef, no? Hot dog, ganyan. Sila anong breakfast nila? Noodles, Lucky Me, di ba? Niluto nung nanay yung isang pakete ng Lucky Me. Tapos anong lunch nila? Yung natira sa noodles. Anong dinner nila? Tira ng sabaw ng noodles. Di ba? Pinagkakatawaan natin yan, no? Pinagtatawanan natin yung biro-biro na, ano ulam mo? Anong pagkain nyo? Noodles. Ano pananghalian nyo? Natira sa noodles. Anong hapunan nyo? Sabaw ng noodles. Tapos tawanan. But in reality, it happens. You do integration, makikita mo yan. You get out of your comfort zone, makikita mo nangyayari yan sa community. That's the problem you're going to encounter in the community. Malnutrition is one of the problem to be encountered. Kasi kulang saan? Nutrition? Bakit kulang sa nutrition? Walang nutrition na kinakain nila? Bakit? Kasi wala silang pambili. Tama ba? Yes. Walang pambili. Maliit ang sahod. Tama? Low economic income. That's the problem. That's one of the problem. Ano pa? May pagtatae, may diarrheal diseases. Bakit? Lack of safe water source. Those are the problems that you may encounter. No? During integration. That is integration. You live with them, experience what they are experiencing. No? Titira tayo doon, mga 5 years, gano'ng katagal. And all throughout the stay mo, the process, all throughout your stay in the community, that is integration. Next, deepening or continuing social investigation. Mas malalim na pag-gather ng information. So anong ginagawa natin in deepening or continuing social investigation? Nag-gather na tayo ng we need to gather records and reports. No? Records and reports. Kumukuha na tayo ng mga records and reports natin sa health centers, sa school, sa churches. So yeah. No? Okay. The next one. Choosing potential leader. O anong criteria? Entry phase pa rin po tayo. No? Isa sa activity pa ng entry phase is choosing a potential leader. In choosing a potential leader, we have the mnemonics na PRC. What is PRC? For respective member and a change agent. Mahirap for. Okay lang na hindi nakapag-aral, walang problema as long as siya ay mahirap, nire-respeto at sinusunod ng mga tao sa community. Hindi siya dapat related to any government officials. No, hindi nakapag-aral, ginagalang, mahirap, at ang kanyang favorite song ay Change the World. Change the World yung kanyang favorite song, no? What do you mean by change the world, no? May kanta kasi gano'n, no? May kanta, change the world, make it a better place. Tama, hindi pala, heal the world pala yun, no? So, change agent, kailangan siya ay mayroong big desire for change kasi there will be a transformation. Mga 8 to 10 potential leaders ang PPDN. Then, pag napili mo na, you can now create the core group formation. Pag sasama-samahin natin lahat ng mga napiling potential leaders, then they will undergo SALT. What is SALT? Self-awareness and leadership training. No? Ibig sabihin na, lalagyan mo na ng asin yung karne para masarap pagka inihaw. No? Ganun din. Yung mga potential leaders natin, pag-undergo ng self-awareness and leadership training para pag officers na sila, kapag leaders na sila ng ating organization, may alam sila. Alam nila kung paano mag-lead ng isang organization. Kasi sa COPAR, kaya community organizing. We are going to organize a community na may organization tayong bubuuin. Na yung organization na to ang makakatulong sa kanila para baguhin, i-transform ang buhay nila. Na dati mahirap sakitin, then after that, hindi na mahirap, walang nagkakasakit. No? Third one, There are community diagnosis, no? Or study or analysis. Community diagnosis, community study, or community analysis. Okay. Now, no? So sorry, when we say community diagnosis, community study, or analysis, it is the process of assessing and defining needs. Or the word itself, no? Ayan na, nakalagay na. Ano daw ang community diagnosis? It is the process of assessing and defining needs, opportunities, and resources involved in initiating community health action or program. Inaalam natin kung ano ang problema, kung ano ang kailangan ng barangay, ng community. Inaalam natin siya through community diagnosis. So therefore, there will be a selection of the research team. Then there will be a reflection and investigation on their own health condition. So as the word itself, reflection, nagre-reflect ang mga tao sa community. Guys, tandaan mo, di ba yung kantang Reflection? Sino ba yung kumanta nun? Basta sa moving muna, nakalimutan ko na kung sino naman yung kumanta. No? Si Christina Aguilera, yes, very good, no? So kinanta ni Christina Aguilera yon. So, di ba? Nung kinakanta ni Mulan, sa moving Mulan, saan nakatingin si Mulan? Nakatingin siya sa stream, sa tubig. Kinakanta niya, 'di ba? Anong sabi sa kanta nung Reflection? Basta yung kanta, no? 'Di ba on the last part of that song, anong sabi sa last part? Who I am inside, 'di ba? So in the lyrics of Reflection, 'di ba sinabi doon, who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Tama? When will my reflection show who I am inside? Sino daw siya? Mulan is asking herself. So Mulan is reflecting kung sino daw siya. Doon din yung tao sa community. They need to reflect. Ibig sabihin, that reflection indicates an investigation. They are investigating their own health condition through the data gathering, through the use of data gathering tools. Ano ba yung mga data gathering tools natin? No? Ano ba itong mga data gathering tools natin na to? We have your interview. We have your questionnaires. Tama ba? We have your census. Diba? Yan po yun. Yung meron pa tayong mga marami pa yan, iba bang klase yan eh. Pwede ka pang mapa-community forum? Yes. Lahat ng ways for us to gather information, that is the data gathering tools. Pag nag-gather ang data, there will be collection, there will be gathering, magkakaroon tayo ng data analysis, data presentation, no? And then, pa-prioritize natin, yung na-identify natin na community problem or community health needs. How are you going to prioritize? No? Paano tayo magpa-prioritize? No? So simple lang. This is the table na ginagamit natin in prioritizing the community health problem. Don't worry. Sa board exam, hindi ka magko-compute. Walang po computation. No? Inaalam lang sa board exam, tinatanong lang ano yung mga criteria natin in prioritizing the problem. So ito po yung mga criteria natin. Number 1 is the nature of the problem. Number 2, the magnitude. Number 3, the modifiability. Number 4, the preventive potential. And number 5 is your social concern. No? So yan po yung 5 criteria natin. When you say nature of the problem, it means saan galing yung problema? Is it health status, health resource, or health related? Kapag health status, ibig sabihin, no, itong health status natin na to, ibig sabihin nito, it can increase or decrease the number of cases, no? Or the number of morbidity, mortality, and wellness cases. Kapag health resource, no, the problem is related to what? No? Related to resources. Ano pa? Money. Tama? Ano pa? Manpower. No? The problem is related to resources, money, manpower, lack of institution, no? So yan yung mga problem because of lack of institution, no? It means health resource siya. Kapag health related, this is because of the factors, no? related to factors that affects health, environment, socio-cultural, political, yun. All those health related. No? The magnitude of the problem, ibig sabihin, gano'n na karami yung affected doon sa community in terms of the percentage. No? Is the percentage affectation of the problem. That's the magnitude of the problem. Kapag modifiability of the problem dito, no? If the problem can be, no? If the problem can be modified, ano pa? Reduce, no? Or if the problem can be eradicated. No? Kapag preventive potential, we're talking about the effect. No? So, preventive potential if the effect of the problem can be prevented. No? Can be prevented, reduced, or eradicated. Ibig sabihin, kapag preventive potential, we are talking about the effect of the problem identified. Pag social concern, if the problem needs an immediate action or not. For example, ang problema natin, there's a lack of, ang problema natin is black drainage. No? Black drainage, baradong kanal. Ang baradong kanal, is it health status, health resource, or health related? No? So, let's say, bakit barado ang kanal? Kasi maraming basura. No? So, dahil maraming basura, pwede ito mag-cause ng number ng pagtaas ng bilang ng pagkakasakit. Yes, so that is health status. You're going also to check, you can go to verify also. Para ma-verify mo, you need to check the data, yung supporting documents mo. Magnitude of the problem, ilang percent affected. Mamubilang mo yan doon sa questionnaire mo, ilang sumagot ng yes, ng no. No? Modifiability of the problem. Ang problem natin is black drainage. Ang black drainage po natin, mamomodify ba natin? Marireduce, may eradicate. No? Sa preventive potential, ano ba yung effect ng black drainage? Mosquito-borne diseases or dengue cases. Is dengue cases can be prevented? Is it highly preventable, moderate, or low lamang? Social concern, it means if the dengue problem or the block of drainage needs an immediate concern, kailangan ba nating masolve agad yung problema? That is a social concern. No? Okay? So, ganun yung pagpaprioritize natin. No? So, lahat ng problem, you need to prioritize. Kukumpitin mo siya to the computation na score, no? The score given over the highest possible score multiplied by the weight. That is the formula on how we're going to prioritize, on how we're going to compute the prioritization of the problem. Again, the score given over the highest possible score multiplied by the weight. No? That's the process. Okay? Now, na-prioritize na natin. Number 1 problem is malnutrition. Number 2 is black drainage. Number 3 is lack of safe water sources. For example, no? Yun yung mga na-identify rin na problem at na-prioritize natin. So, fourth phase is the community organization, community organizing, or tinatawag natin na organizational phase, or tinatawag natin na capacity building phase. So, this community organization, organizing, or capacity building phase, it's all about doing a plan. No? Paggawa ng plano, kasi na-identify mo na yung problem, so therefore you're going to make a plan. So, ang gagawin, there should be a community meeting to draw up the guidelines. No? Kasi, bakit may guidelines for the organization? No? Bakit may guidelines for the organization? Kasi nga, di ba, community organizing. When you say organizing in management, with due respect to management, when you say organizing, it is establishing a formal authority. That is organizing. We're going to build an organization. Magtatayo tayo ng organization. Kaya magagawa tayo ng guidelines on how to make an organization. So kung may organization, dapat meron tayong mga leaders. There will be election of the officers. Saan manggagaling ang elected officers natin? Ito po ay manggagaling sa ating mga potential leaders. No? Manggagaling sa potential leaders natin. Naalala mo kanina, yung potential leaders natin, nasa core group formation sila, doon kukuhanin yung election, yung elected officers natin. Kapag nagkaroon na ng elected officers, there will be a development of management system and procedures. Gagawa na po tayo. No? Then these elected officers will undergo seminars and trainings and team building. So therefore, they can make a plan on how to solve the identified problem. Kaya nga, action, reflection, action ang tawag natin sa capacity building phase or sa community organizational phase. Next one is the action phase. So the action phase, we have already know the plan. Nagawa na yung plan kanina sa step number 4. Number 5 is to turn this plan into action. No? So we're going to do mobilization. When we say mobilization, it means you go around the area. When we say mobilization, that is turning all plan into action. That is mobilization. No? Turning all plan into action. Okay, very good. No? The next, groundworking. When I say groundworking, you are working on the ground. No? But seriously, when I say groundworking, you are motivating the people. No? You are motivating the people to join or to participate. No? Motivating the people to join or to participate in solving the problem. That is groundworking. You are motivating the people. You go around there to motivate the people to participate in solving the problem. Parang, bukas po, sama kayo, may meeting tayo, pag-uusapan natin kung paano natin susolusyonan yung problema. Ganun pala yun. Yes po. No? That is groundworking. Then there will be organization and training of community health workers. Kung walang existing na community health workers dun sa barangay. Kasi nga, di ba sabi natin kanina, anong criteria natin? Oppress. No access to basic health workers. So kung walang health workers, we need to organize and train community health workers. Iti-train natin sila para may mag-aalaga, may magre-render ng care doon sa barangay. No? Okay, mga basic lang na first aid, basic procedure ang gagawin. Turuan ng vital signs, tama? Yes. Next, number 6 is sustenance and strengthening phase. So to sustain and to strengthen the organization. No? So since you already have the organization, ang kailangan lang, this organization should last. Kailangan magtagal ang organization. So therefore, you need to formulate and ratify constitution and bylaws. Yung mga rules and policy ng organization, kailangan ma-ratify na siya. Kailangan magawa natin siya. Ano ba yung mga rules and regulation ng ating organization? No? The next number 2, identification of development of secondary leaders. Setting up an institutionalization of financing scheme. Ito ang isang kailangan o highlight na ginagawa during COPAR. Yung pagkakaroon ng financial scheme. Bakit po, sir? How can we sustain an organization? How can we strengthen an organization if we do not have funds? Walang pondo. Tama ba? Para magkapondo, anong gagawin? Solicitation and fundraising. Oo nga, no? Pero hindi pwedeng every month. Every month lang, solicitation tayo ng fundraising. Baka naman maubusan yung ating, maubusan ng pondo yung ating mga sponsor. Tama? No? Ano pang susunod? Registration to SEC. Ano yung SEC? Securities and Exchange Commission. No? The Securities and Exchange Commission. Okay. Yun pala yun, no? Opo. Bakit? If we register the organization to SEC, magkakaroon ng pondo yan. Pag may pondo, magagamit ang pondo to sustain the organization. Ano pa? Income generating programs or livelihood assistance program. Ito kadalasan ginagawa namin po sa duty, no? Pinapagawa ko yan sa mga students ko sa duty, no? Parang yung students yata ako nakita dito, no? So parang nakita ko sila, kaway-kaway nga daw po dyan, mga students, di ba? Dahil kaway na nag-open ng cameras, nagkawayan sila, no? Nag-hi-hi, no? Okay, very good, no? So, ginagawa namin yon, no? So, yung income generating. Actually, ito nga, itong last na batch na nag-undergo ng duty ng COPAR, ang ginawa naman nila, mga pagkain na binebenta, no? Nagawa sila rice cutlets, ganyan, no? Rice, ano ba yun? Basta puro gawa sa rice. Kasi ang kailangan sa income generating program or livelihood assistance program, kung anong resources ang meron sa community. For example, yung community nila, tabing dagat, o dapat gawa sa tabing dagat, gawa sa isda, yung mga resources. Kung malapit sa bukid, yung mga nakukuha sa bukid. Kung ano yung marami sa resources ng community, yun ang gagamitin natin. Actually, gawa sa basura, meron nga kami dati eh. Ano siya, yung during the time of pandemic, di ba yung lanyard, yung nilalagay sa face mask, nakagawa kami ng lanyard na gawa sa balat ng chichirya. No? Meron kamote chips, no? No? O kangkong, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, no? Kangkong chips yung ating ginawa, no? Yung ano siya, hindi yung kadahon-dahon. Meron siyang powdered kangkong, and then meron siyang base, may butter siya, parang gano'n, no? Oo. Tapos ipa-fried mo siya. Meron pang gumawa dati, talaba crackers. Yes. No? Oo, gano'n yung ginagawa namin, no? Yes, nakakatuwa. Nakakatulong, ginagawang pangbenta ng mga tao sa community para magkaroon ng extra income. Livelihood Assistance Program. No? Since we have the organization, pwedeng buong community, mag-members organization, and then, yung organization gagawa sila ng isang product, then lahat, may membership, pag kumita, meron silang dividendo. No? So, since may product, register sa DTI. No? And then, development of long-term, medium or medium-term plan. No? And also at the same time, no, the community health and developmental plan natin. Guys, kasi ganito yan. Kanina mahirap sila, walang mangbobo, walang alam patapon ng buhay. Tama? Yes, pero ngayon, tinuruan natin sila kung paano tumayo sa sarili nilang paa, paano maiiwasan yung mga sakit. Tama ba? Yes. Then, bibigyan mo sila ng business, ng pagkakakitaan nila. Pag ginawa nila ito, may extra income sila. Kung may extra income, may pangkain, may pangpaaral, may pangpa-check up, pambili ng gamot, ng mga maintenance. Tama ba? Yes. So, yun yung sinasabi natin na magkakaroon ng transformation. Hindi lang yung pagiging mahirap sa hindi na mahirap. Kasi kasabay na pag-eradicate ng poverty, nagiging healthy din ang tao sa community. Did you get my point? No? So therefore, kapag ang tao sa community, na-sustain na natin ang organization, na-strengthen na natin ang organization, and the people in the community are already empowered, papasok na tayo doon sa tinatawag natin na last phase, which is the turnover phase. Or yung tinatawag sa iba na, ang tawag sa iba is the phase out phase. No? Yung phase out phase. Okay? So, this is done to promote self-reliance. Ibig sabihin, ng phase out phase o ng turnover phase, we are giving, no? Give the ownership, no? The ownership and leadership to the community people. Okay. No? Ibigay na natin sa kanila, let them do the job, hayaan na natin sa community yan kasi aalis na tayo. But before we do the turnover, we need to reassess. Mag-investigate ka ulit, mag-research ka ulit, mag-investigate ka, mag-reassess ka kung kaya na bang gawin ng mga tao sa community ang bawat phases. Kung talaga bang they are already empowered, kung talaga bang sila ay may initiative na bago tayo umalis. Kasi hindi mo pwede na aalis ka sa community na hindi pa nila alam, na hindi pa nila kayang tumayo sa sarili nilang paa. Kapag kaya na nilang tumayo on their own, that's the time for us to say goodbye to the community people. May nagtanong, sir, pwede po bang doon ako magkaroon ng asawa? Pwede naman po. But first and foremost, gawin mo muna yung COPAR bago makipag boyfriend, girlfriend doon. Then pagka-turnover, mag-phase out mo, saka ka bumalik. O magkasawa na kayo, walang problema. No? Okay? The next one, that is your participatory action research. Now, tandaan natin, anong sabi natin as we define PAR? PAR is a collective activity to investigate their health condition. Investigate their health condition, sir. Parehas po yata yan nung sinasabi natin sa community diagnosis. Balikan mo yung community diagnosis mo. Anong sabi doon? Investigation on their own health condition. That's why participatory action research, it is an integral part of community organizing. Diba sa ating community organizing, ano sabi natin? That is your PCOS. Tama? Pre-entry, entry, community diagnosis, organizational phase, action phase, social strengthening, and the turnover phase. Lahat ng ito, this is community organizing. Tama? Yes po, no? This is community organizing. Isa-isahin mo, meron siyang part, tingnan natin. Sa ating pre-entry, may investigation ba tayo? Yes, you conduct your preliminary social investigation. Sa entry, may investigation ba tayo? Investigations means research, no? Sa ating entry phase, may investigation? Yes. Deepening or continuing social investigation. Community diagnosis, may investigation? Yes, punong-puno ng investigation yan, research yan. Sa organizational phase, meron ba tayong ginawang investigation dito? Wala. Pero anong ginawa mo sa organizational phase? It's all about doing a plan. So may action, may PAR. Action is action, para pa din yan, participatory action. Sustenance and strengthening, may participation na ginawa, may action na ginawa. Sa turnover, nag-reassess ka. Kapag nagre-reassess ka, na sa form of research and investigation. So, ibig sabihin, habang kinoconduct natin si community organizing, we're also conducting the participatory action research. And that ends our brief pa po yan ha, brief discussion for our community organizing participatory action